Yo, what's good, YouTube? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day today, and welcome to episode number 10, I believe, of my race to Division 1, which has been somewhat stressful, man. Usually we just zoom through these divisions, but we're in Division 4, only a few wins away from Division 3, which is always good news. You guys see, I have switched to a 4-3-2-1 team with Ribery, Menez, and Candreva up top, which has been very, very good for me. There's a lot of different ways you can play with the 4-3-2-1, so if you are struggling, be sure to check it out. Now, one thing I always do before every game now is make sure my central mid does stay back while attacking. So make sure in the instructions before you go in to always do that as we come up against this guy. Look at this team. 5 at the back with an enormous amount of pace in his attack. However, I do want to talk about the 5 at the back formations this year. I really don't think they're that good. I think they're horrible to use, even defensively. You guys see his whole team pushes up and leaves so much space that I get free, and 10 minutes in, I've already scored a goal there. So what happens with the 5 at the back is I can control the midfield, and the midfield is so important this year because you guys have noticed, I'm sure, that your midfield pushes up quite a bit. It pushes up and it leaves a huge gap. That's why I always put my central mid not to attack while going forward, because it's so easy to counterattack. That's why you've probably seen so many 4-3-3 teams with a lot of pace, and they're so difficult to deal with because one pass and they're in. Generally, what we used to do in FIFA 13 and 14 is you would have a formation with a central defensive mid who would sit back for you and he would clog up that space. But for some reason, the work rates just don't seem to do their justice this year. You've got people with high defensive work rates that push up no matter what. So do be careful with formations you use. You guys see we scored 2 goals in this match already, but right before the half, he's going to get one with Sturridge with some nice build-up play, turns inside, and he scores that one to get a 2-1 scoreline right before the half. But second half now, it was a stalemate for the most part. None of us were really able to create anything. He seemed to have been playing ultra defensive or even park the bus, but you guys can see Sturridge is a handful to deal with this year. If you guys haven't used him, I'm sure you've came up against him plenty of times. He's just so good. He's so fast. He can dribble. He can shoot. He's definitely a striker you want to use if you're struggling. I personally won't use him because I try to stay away from strikers like that just for personal reasons, but he ends up getting that as my players were so clustered in the box, and somehow he heads one in to equalize the game. But I wasn't going to give up, ladies and gentlemen. We're so close to getting promoted. You think I'm just going to lay down the controller and say, oh man, I'm not going to score? No. We end up getting the ball from kickoff, dribble a little bit with Kabay, find Menez, lays it off to Candreva, who does an amazing job to find Ribery inside of the box in a finesse shot right past the keeper to once again give us the 3-2 lead. And that is going to give us the victory, giving us 16 points, I believe, in Division 4, which means that we will get promoted from what it seems like. Let me check here as the game loads. Ribery, man of the match. You guys see Tim Howard, plenty of saves for him. We get a nice 447 coins. And 16 points. We have secured promotion with a chance to win the Division 4 title, which is going to give us a nice coin boost. Even we have a lot of coins, so the coin boost isn't really going to do much for us. But hey, maybe when we make a second team, I really want to try out Bale. Bale is one winger that I really want to try out this year. I've heard a lot of good things about him, but my next match, this was going to be difficult. You guys see his front three. Once again, you see Sturridge. This time you got Di Maria and Aguero. My goodness, the pace. How am I going to stop this? I've had so much trouble with it. However, this game is the one I struggled with, but I started to learn. So previous FIFAs, and I'm sure you guys can relate, we used to let the AI defend while we controlled another one and kind of covered the passing lanes. Tried to do a little skill run here, but I think I just skilled too much. I had him beat. I could have just sprint and then shot, but I ended up doing one extra skill move. Ended up running into a defender and a wasted opportunity. We both played pretty good defense for the most part. He was a really good player. Here's what the 4-3-2-1 can do for you. You can get him on the counter and you can get him with a patient buildup. But these are chances I have to finish. Like, I have to finish that fast break one-on-one with the keeper. I have to finish that, but I didn't, and it's something that I'm going to have to get better at. But going back to defending, so most of us, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but most of us usually let the AI do its thing, and then we used to cover with another player. Now you really have to control and cover the opponent manually. Do not let your AI do its thing. As a beautiful free kick right here, he caught me off guard completely, gets a goal before the half. But as I was saying, you have to cover strikers or midfielders like manually. Don't do what I did in this episode. And a lot of the times I would cover the pass or I would cover the run that they were making inside the box. It seems very difficult to do that this year because of something right here. See, I let Miranda just cover Aguero alone, and he just dumbs out. He let him do that step over body feint to the cut inside, and he just let him do that completely. Didn't cover him. If I had covered it manually, I probably would have had a chance to stop that, but I just have to learn to just get out of that habit. You have to get out of the FIFA 14 habits, unfortunately, and FIFA 13 habits, if that. So finally, we get some luck here. We've been attacking all game, but nothing has been going in for me. Got one back, and I missed this one. Can you believe it? An open net, and Villa just puts it right over the crossbar. Had a chance to equalize. We had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, but we could not put it in. Another chance here. Kabay takes a strike at the ball. That should have been a penalty from what it seemed like, but great defense from my opponent, and he ends up playing amazing in the second half to not allow me to score, and we're not going to win the division title, but good news is we do get promoted. We're in Division 3, and I think the next division you guys are going to get some nice gameplay. I have played through it, and I think you guys are going to enjoy. You guys see the match stats right there. He did play well. I played decently well, but just didn't fall my way this game. In any case, guys, that's all for this episode. If you did enjoy, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out, and we will probably be uploading another episode later today, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, guys, we'll see you really, really soon.